University students in Atlanta had to evacuate their flooded dormitories due to heavy rain that caused flash flooding in the city. A video shared documented a chaotic moment at Clark Atlanta University when a girl got her leg stuck between a door and a refrigerator. She could be heard screaming in pain while her friends desperately tried to free her as water inundated the area. Atlanta police confirmed that a student had to be rescued from a flooded dorm room after becoming trapped. The flash flooding occurred in central Georgia during the afternoon, resulting from a powerful storm that dropped 2 inches of rain in less than 2 hours. In the downtown area, an astonishing 3 hours worth of rain fell in just 15 minutes. As a result, floodwaters engulfed cars and transformed parking lots into temporary lakes.
There was nothing in there, but he came out.
Oh, he did?
One part back up in here, and see that joke came out there and went on around, come on out the...
Y'all, look, the car's moving. What the?
And see, they good. Oh my God. Bye. Oh, this is good.
Oh God, I gotta go through it. Oh my God, look at this.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Well, the cars are floating. Yo, the cars are floating, bro.
Wow.
It just disappeared.
That is nuts.
Water, bro. Like, that's how... It's a lake in the middle of the street, bro. And the car is stuck in the middle.
This is my house at the moment.
Flooding along Baker Street in front of the Georgia Aquarium seeped into the attraction. The aquarium was forced to evacuate visitors due to the storm. The attraction issued a statement stating that any guests who had tickets for this evening could reach out to guest services to reschedule visits. None of the animals were affected by the flooding, officials said. The George municipality in the Western Cape has temporarily closed all beaches along its coastline due to the prevalence of a spring tide. This decision is a response to the unsafe conditions brought about by high waves and rough waters. Victoria Bay and Herald Bay beaches have been particularly affected, with waves encroaching onto the roads and impacting nearby properties. Motorists near Tews River in the Wilderness area are also cautioned to drive carefully as salt water has flooded the road, leading to a reduction in traffic lanes. At Mangold's Pool Resort, where caravans and structures were compromised, people were safely evacuated without incident. The high tide has also affected several roads, including the N2 towards Blue Water Bay.
You see now what they're gonna do is, because the traffic haven't seen this net.
The French department of Haro in the south of the country is currently facing a high alert situation as heavy rains have caused flooding. The French Meteorological Service, Météo France, issued a red alert level due to the ongoing flood risk. Video footage shows flooded cars in the affected areas.
Regarde ça.
Je vois.
Non, bon, on devait aller chez Vincent, mais Vincent m'a envoyé un message, il a annulé pour ce soir. C'est inondé chez sa grand-mère, il est obligé d'y aller.
In addition to Haro, 2 neighboring departments to the north are under an orange danger level due to potential flooding, while 3 departments to the east are anticipating severe thunderstorms, indicated by a yellow alert level. Authorities in the region are advising residents to remain in their homes, avoid descending into basements, and await further instructions before considering evacuation. Hurricane Lee has disrupted power supply to over 150,000 consumers in Canada. The most severely affected area has been Nova Scotia, which bore the initial impact of the storm, leaving more than 120,000 households and structures without electricity. There have been no reported casualties at this time. According to the National Weather Bureau of Canada, Hurricane Lee is currently categorized as a Saffir-Simpson scale Category 1 hurricane, with wind speeds at the storm's center reaching 28 meters per second. It had been previously noted that coastal areas could experience waves as high as 5 meters during the storm's passage. On Sunday, Hurricane Lee is expected to weaken to the status of a tropical storm. Forest fires are currently sweeping through Algeria, and according to social media posts, they're already posing a threat to certain communities, specifically the city of Tichy and the village of Igdassen. The situation is quite challenging in the Beaya and Tiza Ouzou provinces due to strong winds and dry weather. As a result, both the population and authorities are getting ready for a potentially severe outcome. Eastern Algeria faces annual forest fires, and this problem is getting worse each year due to climate change, resulting in increased drought and high temperatures, as reported by local media. The Meteorological Service has issued a warning about an impending heat wave in the northeastern regions of the country, including Beaya and Tiza Ouzou, with temperatures potentially soaring to 43 degrees Celsius over the weekend. The rapid arrival of numerous migrants by boat in a matter of days is pushing the limits of capacity on the Italian Mediterranean island of Lampedusa. The initial reception camp in the heart of the small island has become severely overcrowded, resulting in chaotic scenes at times. Video footage depicts people, many visibly fatigued, squeezed together at the camp's entrance, enduring the scorching sun and clashing with security forces, leading to outbreaks of riots. Since the start of the week, Over 8,000 migrants have arrived on this tiny island situated between Sicily and North Africa, with approximately 5,000 arrivals on Tuesday alone. Due to its proximity to the Tunisian coastal city of Sfax, Lampedusa has been a focal point for migration to Europe for several years. In response to the deteriorating situation, the island's city council has declared a state of emergency, although the specific consequences remain unclear. The mayor has called on the government in Rome to provide increased financial and logistical support for the island, which is under enormous stress. This year, more migrants have reached Italy by sea than in the entire previous year, with over 123,800 people registered in Italy since January who have arrived by boat, compared to 65,500 in the same period last year. If this trend continues, it is possible that the record figure of 181,000 arrivals in 2016 could be surpassed by the end of this year. The Italian government, led by Giorgia Meloni, has appealed to the European Union for assistance in controlling the influx of illegal migrants from Africa who arrive in the country by sea. Meloni has also extended an invitation to Ursula von der Leyen, the head of the European Commission, to visit the island of Lampedusa. Rains have persisted in Spain for the third consecutive day, resulting in at least 2 fatalities, with 3 more individuals reported as missing. The adverse weather conditions have led to disruptions in power supply and transportation services. The authorities in Madrid have issued a warning to residents concerning the risk of flooding and strongly advised against using automobiles. The autonomous communities of Castilla-La Mancha and Cadiz have been placed under the highest red level of danger, while the first 2 mentioned are currently at the yellow level.
El contenedor y el coche. El contenedor y el coche. Madre mía, mira cómo baja. Mira cómo baja, madre mía.
In the coastal town of Alcanar, there has been a significant accumulation of precipitation, with 215 millimeters falling in a single day. In the nearby municipality of Mas de Barberans, approximately 234 millimeters of rainfall were recorded, marking the highest amount in the past 23 years. Efforts are underway to rescue individuals stranded in their vehicles and homes due to flooding. The affected regions are experiencing disruptions in road, rail, and air transportation, leaving thousands of Spaniards without electricity. It's worth noting that Spain, like other European countries, faced a severe heat wave in August. Heavy rains during the monsoon season in India have caused extensive flooding in the west-central region of the country. The overflowing Shipper River has submerged everything within a vast radius, leading to widespread inundation. Residential areas have been heavily affected, and traffic on major highways has come to a halt. The rising water levels have even reached the city of temples in Ujjain, a sacred place for Hindus, causing flooding in this religious site. Libya is facing a potential cholera outbreak following severe flooding. The health ministry in the western capital, Tripoli, has issued a warning about the risk of cholera infection. In the flood-affected coastal town of Darna in eastern Libya, groundwater has become contaminated with corpses, animal carcasses, waste, and chemicals. The health minister has advised people to stay away from wells in Darna. This North African country, torn by civil war, is currently divided, with one government based in Tripoli and another in the eastern part of the country. These two factions are in conflict and are providing conflicting information about the extent of the disaster in Libya. The United Nations Relief Coordinator, Martin Griffiths, has stated in Geneva that the primary focus of aid operations in Libya is now on providing shelter, food, and essential healthcare services due to concerns about cholera and the lack of clean water. Local media reports indicate that several children in Darna have already fallen ill due to contaminated water. The situation is dire, and efforts are underway to address the immediate health and humanitarian needs in the affected areas.
On September 16th, destructive waves hit the coast of South Africa. The country's weather service has issued a level 5 warning for damaging winds and waves. Storm surges have caused damage to a number of coastal communities in the Eastern Cape and Western Cape. Waves up to 7 meters high and winds of 70 kilometers per hour were recorded. Numerous beaches and municipal infrastructure were damaged. Huge waves swept away cars in Gordon Bay, Still Bay, Mossel Bay and Free Anchor Bay. In the Eastern Cape, Mengo's pool resort suffered its fair share of damage. Disaster teams are assessing the various areas affected by the waves. An elderly woman has been reported dead. The National Sea Rescue Institute asked residents of both provinces to exercise caution.